can't sleep. We had Mom's viewing the other day, and I think it got to me. I was having extreme knee pain and just back pain. Knee pain started when I went away, so that's nothing new. And where I go, I have to have a cane, or I'm just limping around the house. I said to myself, oh, taking everything later. Nope, taking the trash. Everything keeps changing. It feels like I'm just barely keeping my head above water, like that song, but I'm not going to sing it. I talked to my mom's friend, and she told me everything about her. They used to go skiing, and what my grandmother was like, and I knew my grandmother because I knew my grandmother for many years. I was glad to talk to her. She made me feel a little bit better, but still, my dad doesn't want to talk about anything. I guess he's grieving in his own way, which totally sucks, but it's his own way, and I'm trying to stop touching my hands. Stop doing that. This is what Mom would want, and I don't want to bleed my fingers till and have an infection, so time she saw a Band-Aid on me, she got another Band-Aid, seriously? Can you not keep your hands to yourself? So I'm trying to invest in stuffed animals, stop, or fidget stuff, or anything to stop. But the main reason was today's blog was I'm pretty destroyed about seeing Mom's body just laying there. I was hoping she would get back up and talk to me, but nope. It's hard to do everything now. I guess I should blog about her journey. Her journey was a long one. It started probably last year. That's when I noticed her pills were everywhere and the couch, and she didn't want to take them anymore. And she started fainting a lot, and no one could figure it out. No one. And then one doctor was like, I think you have anemia. So they sent a box to our house that said Cologuard on it. I said, Mom, you gonna do that? She's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I said, okay. And she threw it out. So that's when I noticed everything changing. And then October and November came by, and then it was like Lakewood Ranch Hospital. Or not Lakewood, at some hospital, I don't remember. So she went there for a while, and they didn't catch anything the first couple of times, but then they did, and then she stayed there for a little bit, and they said, oh yeah, you got this, and it doesn't look good. And they showboated her to over TGH. A little no time. But TGH was like, oh, we don't have the records from the other doctor. And I was completely pissed off because they didn't. And I said, I have it like right here. Like it says emergency surgery. It's like, well, you have to be well enough to get emergency surgery. And she wasn't well enough. She was probably weak. I don't remember. And her journey kept continuing with after hospital. That one didn't stay in TGH for long. She got a colonoscopy. She was put through therapy, which was somewhere, and that was one of the cons I went to. And then I came back, and she was still in the hospital. No, I came back. She was still in the hospital. Then in January she was home-ish. She wasn't home for long though, because she felt awful, like she was gonna die. So that was probably the cancer spreading. She was probably stage 4 at the time, so it didn't really matter to the doctors either way. It felt like that hospital was just a waste of time. And think from then on, I think it was another hospital she got moved to because she wasn't too happy with that one, so she went to another one. They were clueless as well of what to do, so they're like, oh, she's too weak, she won't understand chemo. This is like January, all of January. In February, my dad had a stroke. I think at the end of February he did. And she was still in the hospital waiting surgery because the cancer was growing too much. It's growing way too much. And then they said, oh, we'll operate, but there's a 90% chance that it could come back. And, he explained all of it to us. And, I said, yeah, I'll take the chance. And she went forward in March. So not only did I have her in the hospital, I had my dad in the hospital. And he doesn't remember me. He doesn't remember saying, oh, say go to mom, I'm fine. Yeah. He's crazy. Swear to God. He eventually did come home, and I wasn't alone anymore. But then I was like, oh, I kind of wish he wasn't home because he would make me do everything, And then I couldn't do everything. So then he got aid. Aid didn't work, so he fired all of them and just kept me. So I just go out and go get him food. That's what he's been doing. But Mom's journey kept going. It was hospital, rehab, 3 rehabs. No, 4, 4 rehabs, and one that she just stayed and just said, I like this rehab. In May, I started noticing things getting worse for her. Like they kept telling us palliative care, and we didn't listen to them because we thought maybe she still had a fighting chance. Let's just say April, she was in the hospital. May, she's in the hospital. June, I knew she wasn't going to make it because all the doctors had given up. They found a huge ass tumor in her right side of her, which was probably left over from the cancer the doctor removed. And he said it could come back. He warned us. But all those hospital rehabs, I was there. And when she got the news she was going to die, she cried so much. I was with her and I told her, it's okay. God has another plan for you. I'm thinking, the thought at the time anyway. It's a sign from God that, hey, you gotta move on to your next life, even though you're only 71. And I cried the whole entire month of June. I cried the whole entire month. I just cried. And then she got moved back to, she's like, I can decide things on my own. The next thing I know, she's going back to rehab. When I swear to God, our choice was only hospice. So, doctor's like, oh, she's medically clear. I'm like, she's not medically clear. She still obviously has cancer. She's on high medications, pain meds, so she's not thinking clearly. Of course, there's always a chance that cancer could spread to other parts of her body, and it probably did. I noticed throughout June and July that she wasn't eating anything. She's getting feed, that's it, and her thing fell out. Her feeding tube fell out like once, and then she told me she wasn't going to have it anymore, so. And then when it finally did, they told her she should go to the hospital and get stitches for it, but she ignored them and didn't do it. So they patched it as much as they could, and, she had several wounds, drain, colostomy bag. Ugh, felt so bad for her. July, I kept going. And I told my aunt, this is exhausting to me. I can't do this on my own. This is too painful. Because I kept seeing her deteriorate and deteriorate and deteriorate, and to the point where my aunt came over and tried to get her to eat, but she wouldn't eat at all. Her stomach stopped. Everything was shutting down. and her feet were turning purple. The last thing I remember was she reaching for me. And I told her, Mom, it's okay. You can go. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere without you. I'm right here. My brother's like, yeah, you can just close your eyes. We're right here. And with that, she passed like a week ago on Tuesday or something. Her journey was long, and I have a right to let it write down, but at the end, colon cancer was the issue, and God just gives us things to say, hey, it's the next chapter. Like right now, I'm in pain, so maybe he's giving me signals of, hey, it's the next chapter of your life. Well, no, it's not, but he just gave me pain, and I have AFOs now, so I don't know why I'm audio diarying this, but I just feel destroyed. I feel like I can't keep my head above water. Can't sleep. Take my sleeping pills, so they barely do anything. I just want her home. When I saw the body the other day, I said, oh God. I couldn't stop crying. I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. I did everything I could. The doctors stopped caring about you. So if anybody has colon cancer, has a history, go get checked out. 45 is the insurance will pay for it, so I might have to wait till then, or 43. I'm probably gonna get checked out at 43 like my brother. Just like nag them like, oh, it's constipation, it's in the family. Or I'll ask Dad's doctor because I like her better. Mine just says you have to wait because of the insurance issue. Keep thinking the songs that she keeps singing to me. Her car, everything. I knew she would leave me. Last year I was saying, yeah, she ain't coming home. I have a good bet she ain't coming home. That's it. Maybe I'll air this later.